I'd rather go to the beach than stay at home. I can't be late. I have to get up early tomorrow. After the exam, we celebrated with ice cream. I need to buy a new laptop for work. He practiced playing the guitar to perform at an open mic night. We need to finish this project before the given date. It could be a job interview tomorrow. She is knitting a sweater. She looks sad. He has to finish his report before the meeting. I do not have the necessary skills. My family visited me last week. We had lived in that house for 10 years before we decided to move to a larger one. Despite being nervous, he gave a great performance. He had been looking for a job for a long time when he finally got an offer. They had watched the movie twice before I watched it. I wish they could attend the conference. He enjoys hiking in the mountains. Students ask questions in class. The term paper must be completed before the deadline. He looks nervous before the presentation. She had already bought a new dress for the party. He is studying for the exam. My brother and I share the same room. I want to improve my photography skills. I usually go for a walk in the evening. The package was delivered to the wrong address. By the time he arrives, we will be long gone. They started a podcast to discuss current events. The song was written by a famous songwriter. They are playing football in the park. The error was corrected by the teacher. Does he have a cat? See you in a minute. Can I have some more sugar, please? They adopted a stray cat from the shelter. Although it was difficult, I managed to solve the problem. He had his car washed and detailed at the car wash. They organized a surprise birthday party for their friends. It is mandatory to wear a helmet while cycling. He usually goes for a run in the evening. The teacher made the students play a game for school. The concert lasted 3 hours. I was working out regularly, but then I injured my knee and had to take a break. Next year, he will have visited all the major cities of Europe. The issue discussed at the meeting has been resolved. He has already started his new course. I doubt your intention. He believes in the power of love. I could not manage my time well, and as a result I could not finish the project on time. I'm going to a cooking class next week. He should have informed us about the change in plans. The cake my mom made was delicious. The food was cooked by a professional chef. Children are playing in the park. If it were me, I would go on vacation. Despite the noise, he managed to concentrate on his work. He should go to bed early tonight. He bought a new suit to attend a formal event. If I were a writer, I would write best-selling novels. Students will study for the final exams. Coffee brewed by the barista. The problem discussed in class was challenging. Was she studying for a test before she got distracted by a phone call? The pink dress suits you better than the yellow one. We don't have a swimming pool. He was fixing a broken bike in the garage. We stayed in a hotel during our vacation. He is giving a presentation. We had been hiking in the mountains all day, so we were tired by evening. They want to start their own business. I wish I had more self-confidence. She gave her dress to dry cleaning at the dry cleaners. They lack motivation. We had coffee together after the meeting. I've been reading this book for a while. They had their roof repaired after the storm. The question has been answered correctly. He will be participating in a marathon next month. They enjoy playing board games. You should have arrived at the meeting on time. The company will launch a new marketing campaign. I started a blog to share my recipes. I wish we'd gone to the beach instead of staying at home. I have to attend a business meeting tomorrow. We used to go camping every summer. He will take a photo trip to the mountains. They like to travel to new places. He is fishing by the lake. I have to attend a business meeting tomorrow. Did he live in the city before moving to the countryside? He finished his work early. When we reached the summit, we had been hiking in the mountains for hours. They want to learn to play chess. It supports your decision. We watched a live concert. He had not been able to find his passport before his trip. The decision was made by the committee. I am a member of a dance club. The package was delivered to the wrong address. I wish I could play the violin. Despite the obstacles, they never gave up on their goals. Can I have the last piece of pizza, please? She will learn to swim this summer. We had the furniture assembled by a repair shop. He practiced basketball every day and got into the school team as a result. Are you coming to the party tonight? The store opens at 9 a.m. Was he running for the marathon before he hurt his ankle? They decided to learn a new language. He will start a new job in October. We had sushi for lunch. Although expensive, this smartphone has incredible features. I wish we had taken a road trip in the summer. The concert was cancelled due to bad weather conditions. We've been working on the project for weeks. Do you play any musical instrument? He forgot to bring his umbrella and got wet in the rain. The article argues that education is the key to reducing poverty. We were saving money for the holidays. But then our car broke down and we had to use the money for repairs. If they want to pass, they must study for the exam. When they return from vacation, we will have finished the renovation of the house. I'll have saved enough to go on vacation next summer. The movie starts at 7. They decided to take a hike in the mountains. They are playing chess. I saw my old friend at the mall. We've known about the incident for weeks. You should have studied harder for the interview. He gave his suit to the dry cleaners before the wedding. He always takes a shower before going to bed. If I had known you were coming, I would have made a cake. I did not have enough time to study and as a result I did not pass the exam. I found a rare coin in my collection. I like to drink coffee in the morning. Had he been playing video games all day before his mother told him to do his homework? Better start eating healthier. He had studied architecture for years before deciding to become a painter. If they had studied harder, they would have passed the test. Blue sky is brighter than gray clouds. I enjoy gardening as a hobby, even if it is time-consuming. Birds sing in the trees. He goes to work by car. He is enjoying the sunrise. It rains a lot in this area. We cleaned the house all day. If he had worked harder, he would have gotten a scholarship. He said to his brother, "I'm going to visit my grandmother this weekend." We have lived in different cities throughout our lives. The train arrived late this morning. They can adopt a healthier lifestyle. I wish I didn't have to deal with so much stress at work. Have you ever seen a waterfall? He doesn't eat sugar. They will hold a fundraising event for charity. Despite the tight deadline, he completed the project on time. Understands the importance of education. He enrolled in a business course to learn entrepreneurship. They rarely go to the theater. They usually walk to work. They want to learn to play the piano. They will work in their garden at the weekend. I exercised regularly, so I got more fit. I wish I had the opportunity to live abroad. I would learn a new language. We had the carpenter repair the broken chair. Although expensive, this smartphone has incredible features. They were cheering for the team they kept in the stadium. When I graduate, I will be studying for 6 years. He studied Spanish for 2 hours yesterday. He didn't work on his presentation, so he wasn't prepared. I learned to play the guitar to join a band. I wish he could speak more than one language. I wish I hadn't stopped playing the piano. Problem solved with teamwork. At the end of the semester, they will have finished their exams. We had been shopping for hours when we finally found the perfect gift. He did not practice driving, so he did not pass the test. The red dress is more elegant than the black one. The document was signed by both parties. He is studying for the entrance exam. I can't eat spicy food. It's too hot for me. The train leaves at 8 o'clock. The sun is shining brightly. You should have reserved a table at the restaurant. They never go to bed early. I don't play video games. The restaurant was serving customers for hours before they ran out of food. Have you ever been to a music festival before attending that festival? He doesn't have a car. He's been drawing the picture for several hours. We watched a documentary about nature. He'll be cooking dinner when he arrives. I'm listening to music. The concert is scheduled for next week. I'll meet you at the cafe after work. He had his car washed and polished at the auto spa. By the end of the day, they will have finished their shopping. They had their roof repaired after the storm. The team will compete in the championship next week. I've been reading this book for a while. He watched that movie twice. They like to play football in the park. We swam in the pool all day. He had been rehearsing his speech for days, so he did it with confidence. I wish they had started their own business. We hope to visit our friends next month. I wish I could trust myself more. She is dancing on stage. He joined a theater group to act. If we have time, we can go for a walk. The museum is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. He seems confident in his abilities. He is giving a presentation. I work at the computer all day. We had known each other for years before we started dating. See you tomorrow at the party. Baby crawled for the first time. He needs to apologize for his rude behavior. The report was submitted on time. He upgraded his computer to a technician. I have to finish this report by tomorrow. The decision was supported by the majority. They like to play football in the park. He had his bike painted a different color. I think swimming is better than running. While the project is ambitious, it is certainly achievable. The store sold the new video game within hours. Sometimes we have pizza for dinner. He will have finished reading the book by tomorrow. I learned to knit to make my own sweater. I believe hard work is more valuable than natural talent. The new car is wider than the old one. Despite the criticism, she continued to follow her dreams. She sang a lullaby to her baby. Then we go to the mall. The company should have offered better benefits. The concert lasted 3 hours. I plan to take a vacation next month. He wakes up early in the morning. The decision was made by the committee. They just arrived at the airport. Even if you don't like spicy food, you should try this dish. He had already left the party when I arrived. If you had asked me, I would have helped you. He is reading a book. Although it was a difficult decision, I chose to follow my heart. They had their garden done by a professional gardener. My brother is studying medicine. I wish he could finish the project on time. She had her hair done by a professional hairdresser. I can play video games after I finish my homework. Working on construction project. He was born in May. I'm learning to play the guitar, he said. Coffee spills on the table. The problem was discussed at the meeting. He will have finished the report when the meeting begins. He enjoys playing chess in his spare time. The proposal was rejected by the committee. I had a healthy breakfast and as a result I had energy throughout the day. Despite losing the game, he played extraordinarily well. Sometimes he plays the guitar. He should have called his family and let them know. I saved money to buy a new camera. After he finished his homework, he went out to play. I believe in my ability to overcome obstacles, even when challenging. We often go to the beach in the summer. Sometimes we cook dinner together. I attended a workshop to learn about financial planning. Although it is a small step, it is still a step in the right direction. He studied hard for the exam. We had pizza for dinner last night. He may need to reschedule the meeting. The article explores the history of jazz music. He knows the truth. He wishes he hadn't quit his job before another job got in line. The problem was fixed by the IT department. He had to borrow money to save money for emergencies. The problem discussed in class required extensive research. Although it was a difficult decision, she chose to end the relationship. We had made a reservation for dinner when they invited us. He must have finished his work before he went out. They have never been to Asia. The party is at a friend's house on New Year's Eve. He visited his family in another city. The problem has been satisfactorily resolved. I had been working at the computer for hours when it suddenly crashed and I lost all my progress. Students are preparing for the debate competition. Although it was expensive, I decided to buy the car. He ran a marathon last year. They were having a picnic in the park on Sunday. My father told me, "You have to save money for the future. By the time you move in, she will have found a new flat. We should recycle our garbage to protect the environment. You should respect their opinion, even if you disagree. Will you come to the concert with us?" He's been studying for his math test all night. We are watching a football match on TV. The store sold the new video game within hours. I have visited the art museum many times. He read the newspaper every morning. They envy your success and wealth. The children will play football in the park. The conference is scheduled for September. He joined a hiking group to explore nature. He visited his family in another city. We usually take the subway to work. Have you seen this movie before it won an award? I wish he had traveled more when he was younger. They are watching a movie right now. I will have found a new job by the end of the month. It is mandatory to wear a helmet while cycling. The sun is shining brightly. He fixed the broken window. He had his car repaired at the auto repair shop. They had their car serviced at the mechanic. I've already seen the sunrise. I will help my friend move into a new flat. May I have a look at your newspaper, please? We are playing football in the park. Musicians will perform at a music festival. My sister is a better singer than me. The student selected for the scholarship was ecstatic. They said, if we don't go now, we'll be late. The report was reviewed by the inspector. If I were a chef, I would open my own restaurant. The train was leaving the station when we arrived. I don't like spicy food. He will practice his guitar skills every day. We hope to find a solution to the problem as soon as possible. We were waiting for the rain to stop. By the end of the day, they will have fixed the problem. They had their cats neutered at the veterinary clinic. They had been discussing politics for hours but could not reach a consensus. We will be moving to a new flat next month. She opened a YouTube channel to share her workout routines. The message was answered immediately. The restaurant will serve breakfast all day. He needs to buy a new computer. If he had called me, I would have gone to the party. He wrote a letter to his friend. When you come back, the mission will be finished. Always remembers to lock the door. He was born in the morning. The lesson starts at 10 a.m. If water reaches 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. It could be a job interview tomorrow. He wishes to have studied abroad during his university years. We're doing karaoke at the party. The newspaper published an article on the importance of volunteering. He likes to listen to classical music. They went to the beach on Saturday. Have you ever been to Paris? They asked. I can't eat spicy food. It makes me sick. I can't come to the party because I have a dentist appointment, she said. Will you come to the party? They trust each other. If I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. He has to finish his report before the meeting. She had her dress changed by a tailor. I studied English yesterday. He couldn't find his way back home. Although the hike is challenging, the view from the top is breathtaking. He joined a hiking group to explore nature. I am currently studying English. The dog barks loudly. He got the job even though he didn't have much experience. If he had asked for directions, he wouldn't be lost now. I went to the dentist to have my teeth cleaned. My mother is a better cook than my father. I would climb Mount Everest if I could. He practiced yoga to increase flexibility. They arrived in time for the concert. He wrote a heartfelt letter to his parents. We had dinner at about 7. This exercise is simpler than the previous one. He should have bought the blue shirt instead. He diligently played the piano and was selected for the prestigious concert. They go on vacation during the winter holidays. I decided to buy the designer dress even though it was expensive. I have watered the plants regularly and they have grown beautifully as a result. She hopes to become a successful writer. My math skills are worse than my sister's. The manager had the employees participate in a team-building activity. They speak Spanish fluently. Ready to start the meeting? He forgot his key at home. I am planning to visit my friends next weekend. They often go hiking in the mountains. The train will depart at 9 o'clock this evening. Even though the weather was unpredictable, we decided to have a picnic anyway. The letter was written in English. You never help with the housework. You have to save money for emergencies. They had their house cleaned by a professional cleaner. The team coached by his manager won the match. He will retire when he turns 60. I bought a new phone. He forgot his key at home. My father told me, you should call your grandparents more often.